Uh, Hello and welcome to Frank's School. This Run Wild. I wanted to just show you this. Yesterday I was talking about various things and I showed you this piece of wood. Well, in carpenter talk you'd say that this is your working edge, and this you can just let run wild. If, for example, I were putting this up here, this is important. This could run wild. I think I just wanted to mention that in terms of patina. In a sense, patina, everything runs wild. That doesn't matter really for now. But now I must slow up in my tour d'Europe, because that box may be in the way. I'm about to go into one of the places that I think is the most beautiful place on earth. One of the three places that I can think of that I've seen that are the most beautiful places on earth, the Rhone Valley. I stopped myself in the video clips in part 2 just before we're actually in the valley. But why I must slow up is because this is not new territory to me anymore. There is a very long history. I go by the name online of MrBiss.com. That's my YouTube channel, Bisses, Suonen, Levadas, Vala. Well, I'm about to go into the land of the Bisses, and this is where I discovered them, I guess. And I don't think at the moment I want to say quite as much about that as I will maybe next time, probably tomorrow. The videos will pick up in Lausanne. Lausanne, all that was for Eric and me was a place to spend the night, and then on we went, because this was a marathon trip in a way. But I did get up early in the morning, as I often do, and walked up into the city of Lausanne. I wanted to see the cathedral because I had heard that there was a wonderful cathedral there. Well, I found it after a false start. At first I saw a smaller church and thought, well, that's it. No, there was no mistaking the cathedral when I found it. And that was the first time I'd ever been, not through Lausanne. I'd been along the train, but to stop there. And I had always heard that there was a way to get up above Lausanne where you could see Lake Geneva. And I think it was in the book Tender is the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald. It was one of those books written about that time in the 20s or 30s, 20s, when Americans were, what do they call them, expatriates. They were living in Europe. And there was a description of I thought it was a Luftbahn, they call it in German, a tramway to a mountain above Lausanne, but I never really understood it. But I think I was there. That's when I was in front of the cathedral filming the lake. I think that is the place, probably. I should go back maybe and read and look more. But anyway, lovely, and it kind of speaks for itself. Now, Bisses. Bisses, I'll tell you more later, but they are small irrigation channels that go along the sides of mountains. What I really want to talk about today, though, is a man by the name of Pierre. In English, Pierre. I won't give his last name just because I haven't asked if I should, but not only Pierre, but his family, his mother and his father, and their unbelievable hospitality. Years ago, I want to say 10 years ago maybe, by miracle, I found him online. I was still trying to find out about Bisses. I had traveled to Europe. I had taken my wife to Europe, and we had traveled from Geneva all through the Alps and back to Geneva, trying, well, no way more than that, going through the most beautiful part of the world, but I wanted to find Bisses, and I couldn't find Bisses. And I was back in the United States online looking, and somehow I found Pierre. And well, his mother and father, at that time he was a grad student doing his doctorate, engineer, in Lausanne. I mean, there's a reason why at the University of Lausanne, or school, there's a reason why I make this connection. Well, he had told me that if I come again to Europe, he'll show me Bisses. Well, he didn't know me except for online, and I think I said to him, you don't know what I'm like, really? And he said, yes. So my wife and I had taken the train from Paris, and he met us, and his father and mother, at that time he lived at home, and we stayed in their home, and the next day Pierre accompanied my wife and me up through the Rhone Valley, and we we got to see Bisses. He saw to that. The Bis du Haut is the one that he showed me. Bis du Haut. And if you can't wait, you could go ahead and look that up if you wanted to. But anyway, I've only seen Pierre maybe two times in my life, maybe. But I feel like he's a friend. And at one point on this Tour d'Europe, I'd said that you need to have help. You need to have support. Well, Pierre helped me so much in planning my time through Switzerland this time and before. He's the one who had told me about a little town called Osserberg. Ausserberg, auf Deutsch, oder in German, or in French it would be Osserberg, I guess. Anyway, I missed him this time. He would have come and met me in Lausanne. He lives with his family, his wife now, and 2 daughters, I believe. And I would have loved to have met him. But the occasion was Pentecost, and it was a holiday, and they were on holiday. So he couldn't actually meet us, although he would have loved to. And he supported me throughout. Well, there's more to say about Pierre, and I will. But I stopped short of just going into the Rhone Valley. And that's where I'll start tomorrow. And I'll have more to say about Bisses. See you next time.